Ethan adjusted his grip on the tray, weaving carefully through the crowded rooftop party. It wasn't his scene, not even close. But when your boss personally invites you, you don't say no, especially when that boss signs your paycheck and controls whether your daughter's school fees get paid on time. Ethan. A voice called over the music. He turned, already knowing who it was. Claire. His boss. CEO. Brilliant. Untouchable. And right now, completely drunk. She stood near the glass railing overlooking the city, heels in one hand, wine glass in the other, hair slightly undone from its usual perfect style. For a second, Ethan almost didn't recognize her like this, unguarded, messy, human. "Sir," he said out of habit as he approached. She laughed, a little too loudly. "Don't, sir, me at a party. It's Claire tonight." Ethan gave a small nod. Claire. Her eyes softened when he said her name. That was the first mistake. "Come here," she said, grabbing his sleeve and pulling him closer. "You've been avoiding me all night." "I've been working," he replied calmly. "Liar," she teased, poking his chest. "You always avoid me." He didn't answer that, because she wasn't wrong. For months now, Ethan had kept a careful distance. Ever since the late nights turned into longer conversations, and the way she started looking at him just a little too long. He wasn't stupid. He just refused to be reckless. "You know," Claire slurred slightly, stepping closer, "you're the only man here who hasn't tried to impress me tonight." "I'm not here to impress you." That made her smile. "Exactly why you're interesting." Ethan exhaled slowly, glancing around. People were watching, whispering. Of course they were. The boss. The employee. Too close. Too dangerous. "Claire, you've had too much to drink," he said quietly. "You should sit down." "I don't want to sit," she murmured, her voice dropping. "I want to do something I've been thinking about for weeks." That set off alarms in his head. "Claire." But before he could finish, she stepped forward, closing the distance completely. Her hand slid up his arm. Her eyes locked onto his lips. And then, she leaned in. Ethan reacted instantly. His hand came up gently but firmly, stopping her just inches away. The world seemed to freeze. The music faded into background noise. Claire blinked, confused. "Did you just stop me?" His voice was steady, but his grip tightened slightly, not rough, just certain. "Yes." Her expression shifted, first surprise, then something deeper. "Hurt." "Why?" she asked softly. Ethan didn't let go, but he lowered his voice so only she could hear. "Because you're drunk." "That's not a real answer." "It is," he said calmly. "It's the only answer that matters right now." She searched his face, trying to read something beneath his composed exterior. "Is it because I'm your boss?" she asked. "No. Because I'm older." "No. Because I'm not your type." That made him pause. And for the first time, something flickered in his eyes. Claire noticed. "Then why?" she whispered. Ethan took a breath. Then, slowly, he leaned closer, not to kiss her, but close enough that his words landed softly, clearly, only for her. "If you were sober," he said quietly, his voice low and controlled, "I'd make the first move." Silence. Complete silence. Claire's breath caught. For a moment, the world tilted. Because that wasn't rejection. That was something far more dangerous. Her lips parted slightly. "You would." Ethan stepped back just enough to put space between them again. "Yes." The honesty in his voice hit harder than any kiss could have. "But you're not sober," he continued. "And I don't take advantage of people. Not you. Not anyone." Her eyes softened, something fragile breaking through the haze of alcohol. No one had ever said no to her like that before. Not like this. Not with respect. Not with restraint. Most men chased her power. Others chased her beauty. But Ethan, he protected her dignity, even from herself. "That's really annoying," she muttered, trying to smile but failing. He almost smiled back. "Probably." She looked down at her glass, suddenly unsure. "I don't even remember the last time someone stopped me from doing something stupid." Ethan gently took the glass from her hand and set it on a nearby table. "Then maybe it's about time someone did." She let out a quiet breath. For the first time that night, Claire didn't feel like the most powerful person in the room. She felt safe. And that scared her more than anything. "Ethan," she said softly. "Yeah, walk me home." It wasn't a command. It wasn't even a request filled with authority. It was something else entirely. Vulnerable. He nodded without hesitation. Of course. As they moved toward the exit, Claire stumbled slightly, and Ethan instinctively steadied her. Her hand stayed on his arm longer than necessary. Neither of them mentioned it. The city air hit them as they stepped outside, cool, grounding, real. Claire inhaled deeply, trying to clear her head. Tomorrow, she said after a moment, when I'm sober. Ethan glanced at her. Will you still mean what you said? He didn't hesitate. Yes. She smiled faintly, something genuine and unguarded. Good, she whispered. Because for the first time in a long time, Claire wasn't thinking about power.